the environment report released by civil group Connecting Communities, Climate and Policies for Tomorrow, 3CP, is urging political parties to come clear on manifesto policies that aim at tracking climate change. The group says manifestos of the various political parties, especially the main opposition NDC and the ruling NPP, do not indicate a clear path of commitment with less than 30 days to the general election. Here are extracts of their statement coming up on your screen shortly. It says that presidential candidates of the various political parties should engage the populace, especially farmers and fishers, on what their government will do in addressing climate change issues, should they be given the nod. Presidential aspirants and political parties must come out and state clearly their plans to help mitigate the effects of climate change being experienced in the country. Despite Erastus Asare Donko's work, illegal mining still continues. And we're still pushing the agenda here. We want justice for Erastus. He was attacked alongside his camera crew and driver whilst on the ground filming some illegal mining sites in the country. We're still pushing for justice, and here at the Joy News channel, we are also pushing the agenda #DefendMediaFreedom. Well, let's bring in Charles Smith. He's project coordinator for 3CPs. Well, we have, as you said in your statement, less than a month to the December 7 election. The question is, why are you raising this concern now? Charles, you have to unmute for me to hear you clearly.
Hello, can you hear me?
Loud and clear now. I'm wondering why you're making this demand now when we have barely a month to the December 7 polls and manifestos of most political parties, at least the two political parties, the NDC and the NPP. They've already outdoored some of their manifesto, and so we're wondering why you're raising the concern now. Why not earlier? We seem to have lost connections to Charles Smith, project coordinator for 3CP. I have you back now. I'm wondering why you're doing this now. Why not earlier?
Okay, thank you very much. So, you know, it is because of the engagement that we were having with the farmers and then the fishers, and we wanted to, as it were, finish with those engagements. And besides, this project looks more at how we can connect the communities to climate change issues, and then how they are also connected to politics. Now, in our interactions with farmers and fishers across 5 regions, namely the Upper East, Northern region, Western region, Volta region, and Ashanti region, we realize that, yes, the political parties have stated quite a number of things in their manifestos, but these people do not know about it. And one participant at an engagement in New Tafra mentioned, and his words were, why is it that the politicians come to us with the things that they need, but not what we need? And again, looking through their manifesto, realize that the political parties have quite a number of good things in their manifestos, but they have not mentioned them on these platforms. And
I know
it's surprising
that for,
to note.
Let me come in at this point. I know that for most political parties, they have a manifesto committee. And as part of their key responsibility, they are to engage various groups to help inform the kind of policy direction they choose to go with. So I'm wondering why you're raising this concern at this point when we know the two key political parties, the NDC and the NPP, have outdoored their manifesto and they already have a picture as to the key policies they would be implementing. Why now? Why not earlier?
So we want it now because the issues of climate change affect everybody. And what we are calling for is for these political parties to use their platforms to talk about the issues. Just as you've mentioned, yes, they have their key policies that they are all targeting at, or the key things that they are talking about. But we want them to use this same platform to mention some of the key things. For instance, if you were talking about Erastus Donko, and whom we cited also in our release, this gentleman has been doing quite enormous work as far as the fight against galamsey is concerned. And you and I know that in November 2022, the Parliament of Ghana passed the EI 2462. Now, these political parties launched their manifestos August this year. Surprisingly, none of them in their manifestos even mentioned that they are going to repeal or revoke the LI. The LI 2464, which a lot of us have been talking about prior to their release of their manifestos, that they need to repeal, the government needs to repeal that particular law. So it tells you that, yes, indeed, yes, they have their committees, but we are calling for them to use the same platform that they use to talk about some of their key things, key policies that they want to implement, be it 24-hour economy, be it digitalization, be it free SHS, in the same manner to talk about these things. Because believe you me, if the people in the country do not have the requisite climate, and we all know the effect of climate change. I mean, if people in Volta region, in the central region, in the Greater Accra region are suffering from high tidal waves and they are being displaced, if people in our hinterland, western region, Ashanti region, Upper East and Upper West, the farmers there are not getting the right weather to work with, or their farms are being filled with waste, plastic waste, and they are not getting the requisite needed environment to work, then where will these policies land us? Where will it take us to? Because all these policies, the ones that are being highlighted, are just toward making sure that we have the best of livelihoods.
Okay.
But climate change goes to the core of our livelihood, and that is what we are calling for. We want them to actually use their platforms to talk about exactly what they will be doing to make sure that we mitigate the effect of climate change on our livelihood as a people.
Thank you, Charles Smith. He is project coordinator for 3CP.